if there were only skinny people at Valley View. You would be labeled as the skinny school. And I don't think you want that. It would be a very boring world if everyone were alike. But God, the creator of the universe, is into diversity. He's into multiplicity. He's not into cookie cutter creation. But every one of you is unique and diverse. And I want to thank him for that. Come on and clap your hands and thank him for that. I'm closing now, but I want to give you a couple of laws to live by. Just a couple of laws to live by. And it's very important that you see yourself succeeding. Very important how you see yourself. And so there's a law of perception. Let me hear you say law of perception. Law of perception. There's a law of perception. And the law of perception says, what I see, I can walk out. Law of perception. Whatever I see, I can walk it out. If I can see it, I can walk it out. But if I can't see it, it's going to become very difficult for me to live it out. And so you have to look up from the place where you are now. You can't make decisions based on the now. You have to also think about the not yet. Because as I told you, there's consequences that are directly linked to your decisions. So you can't just think about what's good for me right now, but you have to think about what's good for me even later. And so you have to look up from where you are now and see yourself in the future. I cannot keep looking at myself now. I have to get a new vision about myself, and I cannot put myself in a box like people are trying to do, because I'm bigger than that. I'm going to expand, I'm going to increase, and I'm going to stop letting people define me. Because anytime you allow people to define you, young people, they can control you. So I have to close. I don't have much time, but there's so much I want to tell you. Maybe I'll be back another year. But I want you to know, like Martin Luther King said, you are somebody. I said you are somebody. You are somebody. And I want you to go for it. I want you to discipline yourself and go for it. Don't just shoot for the moon. Shoot past the moon. And you just might fall on it. You go for it. Doesn't matter if your mother, your father, your brother never accomplished anything. You're going to make the difference in your family. For such a time as this, you have been born. I stopped by to tell you, as a pastor in this community, that it is your time. It is your day. Make the best of it. And I have to throw this in there. Don't do drugs. I have to say that. If you're doing drugs, look at me, because I know what I'm talking about. If you're doing drugs, stop it. That chronic, that blunt, that train wreck. Stop it. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. One thing leads to another.
First and second.
The spirit of weed will pass you over to the spirit of sipping that syrup. Little sippy sippy. You hear what I'm saying? That will pass you over to the spirit of alcohol. The spirit of alcohol will pass you over to the spirit of PCP, the spirit of heroin, the spirit of cocaine. Don't do drugs. Drugs are devastating. Drugs are destructive. And young ladies, let me tell you something. Look at me. White, black, and Hispanic, Asian, and Indian. Look at me. Let me tell you something. There's more to you than your lips, your hips, and your fingertips. There's more to you. Yes, there is. There's more to you than that. And if there's a young man, or watch this young lady, or even another young lady of the same sex that's telling you they don't love you, you tell them that's fine with me because I love myself. Mr. McCullough, you better come get this microphone. You know preaching. And let me tell you, young people, something in this day of molestation. If somebody touches you the wrong way, that has no business touching you in this day of rape, you call the police. You run and you call the police. Your life is valuable, and we don't have time for nobody to mess up your mind, mess up your psyche, break your heart, sexually traumatize you. Are you hearing me? Because you have no limits and you have no excuses. You have everything you need to succeed. Clap your hands. Thank you so much for having me.